Hello and welcome to the Sun Times Online, dcmartini.com. My name is Sandeep, and today with me I have one of the most gracious actresses Bollywood has ever produced. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about none other than the very beautiful Divya Dutta. Hello, Divya.
Thank you, Sandeep, for being so gracious.
Um, um, you actually deserve no introduction as far as cinema is concerned, as far as Bollywood is concerned. I would not really begin with talking about the short film at hand, but something which is, which really pertains to me personally. Uh, there's one biography of between you. I mean, obviously written by you and your. It's about your mother,
Right.
me and Ma. Um, so you, tell me what actually drove you to write that biography, and what was the speciality between you and your mother's relationship that you actually spoke about?
Mother's are truly special, and I had an extra special bond with her because not just that she was my mother, she was my best friend. And my biggest fear in life has been to lose her, and because she was a single parent for me, and I had this fear of, what if she's not around? And when I faced that fear finally 3 years back, I didn't know what to do with it, how to face it. And then I thought I must celebrate this mother who has been, I think, for me, the bestest mother that I could have asked for, who stood by me, who believed in me and my dreams, and who was my best friend. So I wanted to celebrate her with my audience, with my readers, and it was a kind of a catharsis for me. So it was celebrating a mother, not just my mother, but mothers in general, and to just tell those people who kind of have this generation gap with their own moms, कि वो माँ है उससे share नहीं करेंगे, to kind of go make their mothers their best friends, and also to the mothers to just not take themselves and their roles as mothers too seriously, and just come down to your child's level and just try being a friend, and the relationship status would be something different.
Absolutely, very beautifully said. Divya, somewhere I read, during your childhood, when the insurgency was there, you crept behind your mother's. I don't know, I don't quite recollect the exact sentence, but that was the kind of scenario. So, how was that period?
It's scary for people who experienced the insurgency in Punjab, and I've lived those years there, and the curfew days, the terrorism days, and there was a fear we all had as children. And my mother was in a government job, and she used to be coming in the presence of these people pretty often, and so she being my single parent, I was like extra uh, protective about her, and I wanted to be with her. But I learned something from her, that she was very strong. She used to just go and talk to them on a very one-on-one level, and I've never seen fear or any kind of a feeling that she had. So I'm glad that phase is over. I'm glad, we just came out of it, and Punjab became what it became, like the healthy state that it has always been known to be. But yeah, we've seen some really terrible times.
The way if you recollect that period and you compare it with this, as in the
To what?
kind of to the present day,
Yeah.
what are the differences? What are the similarities? Perhaps things that have been a deja vu to you at times.
What times today that you?
As in, I mean, you had the period of insurgency, you had the period of commotion, a lot of upheaval, and today you have these. What do you call that? People really hurling abuses, people talking about. Suddenly pointing out at someone they've worked with, or whatever is happening in the world today. How would you actually compare that period, and is there any comparison, or
I
how
think
is it?
there are two very different things that you're talking about. Insurgency is different, terrorism is different. Now, what you're talking about in a very subtle way is, I guess, Me Too.
Absolutely.
But all I'd like to say is that every woman, not just women, even men, should stand by this movement. It is something that is coming to the fore thanks to the social media, thanks to this power that everyone has to share with everyone their stories. Saying that, I would just say that let's just give more power to this movement,
Absolutely.
rather than just dilute it by
Belittling it.
yeah. So that's my only thing. We need to see it. We need to see all the cases. We need to just so why not? I think it's nice that a workplace is healthy for a woman to work in. Not only women, even for men, it should be a healthy place to work in. But at the same time, you shouldn't lose that friendly banter that you had. I'm seeing men being suddenly very careful and all that stuff. So I just hope things settle down, and with the right things, with the right things that women deserve or men deserve at the workplace, I still hope there's a healthy, happy atmosphere to work in.
As far as choosing scripts are concerned, you started off playing supporting actresses. You were not really the main face behind a film. And today, when you have some really really prominent roles in films, and you have, I mean, obviously you've carved a niche for yourself, and some roles have been extraordinary. Uh, what is that driving factor, or what is that thing in your mind when you read a script and you say, okay, fine, I'm going to do it?
A pure instinct. It's always pure instinct to just take on a role. I mean, I could take a smaller film and leave a very big film because my instinct says so. Or your gut feel says that I am going to have a blast doing a certain film or a certain role. I go with it. Secondly, I think the driving force for me has been that I always have a point to prove, not to people, but to myself, that I can do something very differently. So I like to do roles and portray roles that I haven't done before, and kind of rediscover myself with every film that I do. And I'm a terribly greedy actor, so, well, I guess that keeps me
Well, an actor should be greedy. And finally, talking about your film, I mean, the current film that we have at hand, the short film. Do you think short films as a medium, they are becoming more rampant these days, especially to filmmakers who don't really get a chance to portray their skills on the big screen, silver screen for that matter?
I would say it's a different medium. It's a wrong thing to say people who don't get it for the big films come to the short films. It's a different medium. It's a different way of expression.
I'm talking about the novice filmmakers, people who never
Yeah.
really worked with stars, or, for instance, someone of the likes of you.
So it's still, I think I've
different
worked
medium
with a
altogether.
lot of new directors who've made features. So this is a different medium. Here you have like, you're shooting for 3 days and you're saying like an entire gamut of things in just about 15, 20 minutes. And so different stuff, shorter period of time, and something beautifully said. And I think in our quicker, faster world, you're saying a story in just that little time. So
Yeah.
and so I think that's great. You're like, I feel very happy when I give a short film to somebody, say 15 minute ki hai, dekh lo na, rather than say कि 2 घंटे की film hai, and they're very happy to watch. And I think the click of the finger has become a very magical thing.
Yes, yes.
We used to tell everyone, go watch my film in the theaters. Now you're saying, okay, just click that button and just watch my film. And to have these kind of people, your large short films and Royal Stag and everyone, to come and back these kind of projects, I think it's a great thing. It's a new trend that is coming in and picking up big time.
And do you think the proliferation of of these web series and documentaries and short films, and they are coming in contact with the commoners, people who are not really aware of such terms, and they are just aware of films and the normal tumkas and all of that. To a certain extent, it's a little bit educating as well, and they are kind of being aware of things in a better way.
I just don't want credit just web series and your digital for
Yeah,
that.
for
I would
sure,
say
but-
even your feature films are, I think the trends are changing now, Sandeep. It's not just, you can't give it to a certain medium itself. But yes, there's more exposure with the digital coming in. You're just, like I said, a finger click away. But that saying, I think people now want stories. They want different stuff to be told, and they're ready for it. And that's the fun part of it. So where, I mean, anybody, be it feature films, be it ads, be it web series, be it shorts, you're trying to experiment, and that is the beauty of it.
Divya, my final question to you is again pertaining to me personally. Again, I believe you are one of the most intelligent actors in Bollywood, and a very well-spoken lady. I would want to know something very personal from you. You have worked with so many directors. My personal favorite was when I saw you in Yash Chopra's Veer Zara. How was working with Yash different when you compare to working with other directors, for that matter? Or, for instance, you have the director of this short film itself.
I think you're talking about a director whose films I've grown up on, and I'm a die-hard romantic. And for me, romance was Yash Chopra. Either Yash Chopra or Gulzar Saab. They're two people who kind of defined romance and love for me. I mean, when I used to watch a Yash Chopra film and that music and how a hero meets his heroine, I think that was by far the most beautiful presentation. And I think any actress worth her salt when she comes to the industry would want a debut with the Yash Chopra. And he was
No, but,
very...
but but the way you portrayed your role, it was mesmerizing. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off you in
I
Previous
am
Winter was
glad because when this film was offered to me, I had an instant no because I didn't want to play a friend's role. And so that's when Yash Uncle and Adi told me, you'll be very special in this film. And I'm glad I heard them and I listened to them. And they made the role very special. I think Yash ji has been very special to me because apart from doing the film, we were dessert partners, Punjabi blood, having meetha all the time together. And even when the film finished, I used to go to him like every month, talk to him what was happening in my life. He was somebody who would wish me on my birthdays. He was a very special man, and I don't think I'll compare him to any of the other directors. They are all very special, but
In their own way.
of course, I mean, when you work with a director, there's a bond that you make. They all have their inimitable styles. But yes, saying that, Yash Chopra is and will always be truly special.
And I cannot let you go without asking how was it working with Mrs. Jackie Shroff in the film?
I
Mr.
think
Sawhney.
Jackie Shroff is by far the most.
You have worked with him.
I have
in
done
Agni-
another.
Yeah.
No, I've done Agni Sakshi with him,
Agni
of course.
Sakshi,
I
yeah.
began with him.
Yeah,
But I've also done another black and white film where I've romanced him. And
Okay,
so,
that's the first one. I didn't know that.
So that film was called Chehre, and that was me and Manisha Kurala playing sisters.
Oh,
So,
again?
yet again, yes, that's true. But that was like playing arch rivals together.
Okay.
And so this is my third film with Jackie Da, and I do think they don't make men like him anymore. He is by far. I mean, I remember I'd gone for an event. He dropped everything when he knew I'm going out. He dropped everything and he came to drop me to make sure that I was fine, I was safe. Lovely for a woman to feel. I mean, now also when we were clicking pictures, he made the lady sat and he would stand behind. It's beautiful to have a gentleman out there, and I think Jackie Da is just that. And to have a film which speaks about romance, which speaks about love, I don't think you would have somebody better than him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the very beautiful and the inimitable Divya Dutta. My name is Sandeep, with camera person Abhinandan Sood, Hindustan Times Online. Thank you so much.